Hello everybody, I'm Matthew Lafleur-Harewood and I would like to welcome you to another edition of MBHL on the Ball, your #1 source for MBHL highlights. We have some great action to get to in this show, including the U15 finals and 3 series-deciding games in the P-League and the I-League. All these teams have given everything they've got to get to this point to play for a chance at the championship. Let's see how they fared off. In our first tilt, it all comes down to one game for the U15 title between Stick Tricks and Los Tacos. Stick Tricks battled all season long to earn their berth in the finals, and they're determined to prove that their first place finish was not a fluke. This team is packed with speed, skill, and heart. You can expect stellar play from the goalie Nicolas de la Fernandez all the way to their talented forwards. The list of future MBHL stars is deep on this roster, and you can bet that with the cameras on, these guys will bring their best stuff. But they still have an uphill battle to overcome, as Los Tacos surprised the Grinders in a convincing 8-3 win to move on to the finals. When this team plays at their full potential, they're a force to be reckoned with. While Stick Tricks has had Los Tacos' number all season long, this is the playoffs, and anything can happen.
We got a 3-goal lead, but this team is not stopping.
We start this game at 1-1 with goals from François Giroir and Jesse Axton. Kevin Pitts will pick up the loose ball in front and just misses the far corner. Soon after, Axton comes close to beating De La Fernandez up high. Now in Los Tacos zone, Giroir will shoot the clearing attempt towards the net. Matthew Sanchez will grab the ball, spin, and score a low corner on Dylan Pilch. It's 2-1 Stick Tricks. Tricks would double their lead 2 minutes later. Dan Maggio makes a sweet move around his defender before shooting the ball. Giroir will be there to backhand the rebound home. Already his 3rd point of the night, 3-1 Tricks. Now in the dying minutes of the first, Sanchez will get the pass at the face-up top and snipe a wrister top cheese on Pilch to make it 4-1 heading into the second. Kevin Barbagallo and Dan Tuccinardi with the assists. With the score now 5-1, Los Tacos strike back on a beautiful passing play that ends with Axton scoring his 2nd of the night and cutting the lead down to 3. Will Farino and Mikey Ward with the assist on the goal. But less than a minute later, Stick Tricks will regain their 4-goal lead when Mauro Di Perno finds himself behind the defenseman and beats the Tacos netminder down low, 6-2 Tricks. Moments later, Giroir is looking for the hat-trick, but Pilch flashes the letter to deny it. With Stick Tricks on a man advantage, Justin Forian will find William Bellumar posted alone in front. He wristed low glove side on Pilch. It's 7-2 Stick Tricks. After scoring his hat-trick earlier in the game, Sanchez shows off some sick hands before beating the Tacos goaltender blocker side on a partial break, making it at that point 9-2. Despite being down 7 goals, Los Tacos still show great tenacity till the very end. First, De La Fernandez has to make a big save on Loic Legier's slap shot. Then, the Tacos keep buzzing around the net, with Axton coming so close to getting a hat-trick of his own. Stick Tricks would end up taking this one 10-2 and are the first ever U15 champions. Stick Tricks continued their strong play that they demonstrated all year, not having lost a single game against Los Tacos. Stick Tricks players Dan Maggio and François Giroir finished the game with 2 goals and 3 assists each. For his part, Matthew Sanchez finished with 4 goals and was awarded with the team MVP for Stick Tricks. Kevin Barbagallo was named the U15 League MVP with 15 points in 6 games during the regular season. James Van Els was the team MVP for Los Tacos. Our second game is the first of 2 semifinal game 2s in the P-League. It's Gold Diggers against Epic Knights. Gold Diggers are coming in with a 1-game advantage, having beaten Epic Knights 5-2 in the opening game. This could be the beginning of a huge upset as Epic Knights finish atop the P-League with an impressive 12-1 record. Jonathan Ouellette and Sébastien Aubertin are the guys to watch for on Gold Diggers. These are big game players who will need to amp up their play if Gold Diggers are going to finish off Epic Knights. I'm sure it won't be easy as Epic Knights will be looking to step things up to keep their dream season alive. Paulo Elizardo, Costa Zafiropoulos, and Yannick Pelletier will need to lead their team to victory. If they can help their team get a quick lead, we could be heading into a mini-game. We start this game off in Epic Knights zone with a perfect example of what can happen when you don't capitalize on your chances. The dump out leads to a golden chance for Richard Chong up close, but Jordan Korver makes the save. Chong's centering pass then lands on Steve Carl's stick, who chips it past his defender and is off to the races. He goes to his backhand and the ball just squeezes by John Sanudakis' glove to give the Gold Diggers a 1-0 lead. The Knights look to respond quickly. Yannick Pelletier comes down the right wing and takes a good shot on Corber, who quickly covers the ball. Sidney Swain-Simon will then lose the ball at his own blue line to Sébastien Aubertin. He creeps in alone on Sanudakis, who makes the save, losing his glove in the process. In Gold Digger zone, D-man Tarek Sawan tries to do too much, which leads to a turnover that lands on Pelletier's stick. He makes no mistake from there, going 5-hole, tying it at 1. Now early in the second, Carl will strike again. He comes into the Knights zone practically untouched from his own blue line and sends a laser glove side to give his team the 1-goal lead. Sébastien Aubertin gets an assist on the goal. Epic Knights would tie the game back at 2 just over 2 minutes later. Stefan Petrascu's point shot is stopped by the Diggers goaltender, but Jamie Lee is there to pick up the garbage in front of the net. Gold Diggers would get their lead back 2 minutes after that. Aubertin breaks out of his zone and sets free Andrew Mikulek with a beautiful pass. The number 26 doesn't miss his chance, scoring up high on Sanudakis. Soon after, Michel Gruskowski sends Jonathan Ouellet on a partial break. With Petrascu literally on his back, Ouellet manages to beat the goalie 5-hole to give his team a 2-goal lead. Later in the period, Aubertin would look to solidify his team's lead, but his shot rings right off the post. Then back in Gold Digger zone, it's Paulo Elizardo who hears the unforgiving sound of iron. Finally, with 3 minutes left to play, Aubertin will seal the deal for the Gold Diggers when he gets the pass in the slot and rips a wrister past Sanudakis. Gold Diggers take this game 5-2. Steve Carl and Sébastien Aubertin lead all point getters in this game with 3 points apiece for the Gold Diggers, who upset the first place Epic Knights. Having only given up 25 goals in 13 games during the regular season, goalie John Sanudakis led in 10 goals in 2 games versus Gold Diggers in this series. Epic Knights' dream season comes to an end early, but the Gold Diggers are on their way to face the winners between Farm Team and the Labatt Blues in the finals. In our second of 2 semifinal Game 2s, we have the Labatt Blues going up against Farm Team. Farm Team showed some impressive stuff in their first matchup against the Labatt Blues, taking Game 1 by a score of 4-3. JJ Cosentini and Mike Knob of the Labatt Blues, 2 of the P-League's top 4 point getters, will need to produce much better offensively if they want a berth in the finals. These 2 guys are loaded with skill, and Farm Team hopes to frustrate them with solid coverage and constant pressure. Whether these young players will be able to play through is to be seen, but I expect them to raise their intensity to another level. Farm Team will need to rely on goalie James Eade to shut down the high-powered Labatt Blues offense. James is no stranger to big games and is often the deciding factor. Look to Farm Team's Mike Cloutier to provide the scoring that James will need to complete the upset. We start this game off in a neutral zone where Mike Cloutier will pick up the ball, chip it past his defender, and just misses the far side on Jonas Still. Back the other way now, it's Mike Bishara who shows off some skill, but can't beat Eade on the backhand. Farm Team will open up the scoring at the 7-minute mark of the first. Andrew Lipcity's dump out lands on Chrissy Graya's stick at the Labatt Blues blue line. He tees it up and beats Still 5-hole. Definitely a shot that the goalie would like to see again. The lead wouldn't last long as 2 minutes later, Bishara will be the lucky beneficiary of AJ Koya's hard work in the corner when he slides the ball behind Eade. It's now tied 1-1. At the 17th minute, an odd bounce off the glass behind Eade from Jamie Maloney's stick will lead to the Blues' second goal. Not much you can do on that one. Maloney is back at it 2 minutes later. The speedy winger beats his defender to the ball and sends a weak backhand that seems to fool Eade, giving the Labatt Blues a 3-1 lead. The score is now 4-1 when Mike Knob streaks down the left side boards. Eade commits to the shot, but Knob sends a pass to Cosentini, who buries the ball into the empty cage. More of the same in the second for the Labatt Blues. Knob can't score on a breakaway, but the Farm Team players are slow to backcheck, which gives plenty of time to Maloney to score his hat-trick up close. It's now 6-1 Blues. This game was just not a pretty one for Eade. Maloney will score his 4th goal of the game on a bad angle shot that should never have gone in. A game to forget for Eade. Obviously heading into a minigame, Farm Team would need a boost before the end of Game 2, and that boost would come off the stick of Igreja as he sends a wrister past Still. Now in the third game, Igreja is playing like a man possessed, getting the best chance of the game up close. We now find ourselves in sudden death overtime when this happens. Labatt City hammers in the rebound and punches Farm Team's ticket to the finals with this overtime marker. These two games were truly played in two completely different ways. While the Labatt Blues had the clear upper hand in Game 2, Farm Team really picked up their play in the minigame and overtime, getting the better scoring chances. Jamie Maloney had 4 goals and Mike Knopp had 4 assists for the Labatt Blues in Game 2. But the hero of this series was Andrew Labatt City, whose overtime goal sends the Farm Team to face off with the Gold Diggers in the P-League Finals. Our final game features some I-League action and has Punishers battling Demons. Demons are looking to rebound from a 4-1 loss to Punishers. Being the only undefeated team in the I-League, Demons were the clear-cut favorites for this series, but the Punishers have found a way to shake them up. We'll finally get to see how Demons handle adversity. Their top guns, Jean-François and Normand Labrosse, along with Dave Shipman, will need to remind Punishers what made Demons such a terrifying opponent during the regular season. On the Punishers side, goalie Sanjay Gulati will need to stand tall once again. I expect snipers Pat Normand and Scotty Evans to play big games. They'll need to do so if this team hopes to win. They've won a championship last summer, and if they've kept that special ingredient needed for victory, they could be knocking off the I-League's best. We start this one off with the Punishers on the attack. Scotty Evans makes a sweet pass to Steven Lipkowitz, but goalie Lucas Gregg turns him away. Demons would be the first to strike gold at the 6-minute mark. Sean Binsley receives a pass at the point and unleashes a howitzer that beats Sanjay Gulati 5-hole. Olivier Gomez has an assist on the goal. Demons would add to their lead 6 minutes later. Gomez is in with the ball. He takes the shot, and Adam Castonguay is there to bury the juicy rebound left by Gulati. It's 2-0 Demons. Punishers now coming down on an odd man rush, but once again, Greg stands tall and makes the save. Now with Punishers on the power play, Fabio Mattio's point shot goes high over the net, but bounces back in front where Pat Normand bats it out of midair to bring his team to within 1. Now in the second, Lipkowitz will find a trailing Normand, who makes 2 dangles before scoring his second of the night on the backhand. This game is tied 2-2. With 5 minutes remaining, Normand Labrosse will pick up the ball off an offensive zone faceoff, spin, and beat Gulati down low to give the Demons the lead. That lead would only last 2 minutes though. Derek Smith will win the battle in the corner after the Evans dump in, and find Lipkowitz all alone in front, who will make no mistake, tying this game back at 3. Needing a win, the Demons pull their goalie for a 6th attacker. Gulati is unable to control the Binsley point shot, which gives Dave Shipman an open cage to force this series into a minigame. Early in the minigame, Oren Patel will feed Evans coming into the Demon zone, and his wrist shot seems to freeze Greg, giving his Punishers the 1-0 lead in the minigame. The Demons would be held scoreless for the rest of the minigame, giving the Punishers the upset and a ticket to the I-League Finals. It was fitting that this series went into a minigame, as every game between these two teams were closely played, with the exception of Game 1 of this series. Steven Lipkowitz was the leading point getter in these 2 games, scoring 1 goal and 2 assists for the Punishers. For the Demons, 3 players had 2 points each, which was not enough to secure them the win, as the Punishers move on to the finals and face IHAS Ball Hockey for the I-League title. It's now time for the highlight of the night. And for that, we go back to the game we just saw where Pat Normand pulls off 2 moves before roofing it over a sprawled Lucas Gregg. Those are some nifty hands. That's it for another edition of your favorite online ball hockey show, MBHL on the Ball. We hope you enjoyed all the thrilling action that this league has to offer. We saw the first ever Youth League champions crowned, 2 upsets, and 3 teams advancing to their respective finals. The action doesn't stop there though, as the finals are a whole new ballgame. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. For everyone at MBHL on the Ball, I wish you a good day.